Welcome, dear dreamer. As you settle beneath your blanket, allow your body to soften with every breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, and exhale slowly through your lips. Feel the calm rise within you, like a gentle tide washing over the shore of your mind. The world outside can rest for a while. This is your time to drift, to dream, and to wander softly into a story woven from peace and starlight.
The Whispering Hollow. Deep in the heart of a valley blanketed with silver mist, there was a small village known as Lunalyn Hollow. The air there always seemed to hum softly, like a distant lullaby sung by the mountains themselves. The cottages were round and mossy roofed, their chimneys curling gentle ribbons of smoke that smelled faintly of lavender and cedarwood. At the far edge of the village stood a peculiar little workshop. Its walls were built from pale stone veined with quartz, and its windows glowed with a warm amber light, even when the rest of the hollow lay dark and silent. Inside that workshop lived an elderly clockmaker named Elias Wren, the quiet guardian of time in Lunalyn Hollow. Elias wasn't an ordinary clockmaker. His clocks did not merely tick and talk. They sang, breathed, and sometimes even dreamed. Each of them was infused with a gentle kind of magic, the kind that made the hours move a little slower on rainy afternoons, or made mornings feel softer after a restless night. Every timepiece in his shop had a soul, some whispered stories in the hush of midnight. Others glowed faintly when touched by kind hands. And though Elias rarely spoke of it, the villagers all knew that his magic came from the heart clock, an ancient creation resting in the center of his workshop, a tall silver clock whose pendulum shimmered like moonlight on a lake. It was said that when the heart clock beat steadily, peace lingered over the hollow. But if its rhythm faltered, strange things would happen. Shadows stretching too long at dusk, time skipping a beat, or dreams losing their way before reaching the dreamers. And so every night before bed, Elias would whisper to the clock, "Tick gently, old friend. Keep the hollow dreaming, the pause in time." One misty morning, Elias noticed something unusual. As he wound up one of his smaller pocket watches, its ticking suddenly stopped, mid-beat, as though frozen in surprise. Then another clock stilled, and another. Within an hour, nearly half of the clocks in his workshop had gone quiet. The air felt different, too still, too heavy, and even the birds outside seemed to pause between their songs. Elias frowned, stroking his beard thoughtfully. He reached for the heart clock and laid his palm upon its cool silver casing. The pendulum was moving, but weakly, as if tired. A faint tremor pulsed through the air with every swing. Something was wrong with time itself in Lunalyn Hollow. He donned his wool cloak, gathered a small satchel of tools, and set out into the village to investigate. As he walked, he noticed villagers moving slower than usual. A baker kneading dough seemed caught in the same gesture for several long seconds before finishing the motion. Children's laughter echoed a moment too late. The hollow was falling out of rhythm. A gentle dread filled Elias's chest. He realized that the heart clock was losing its magic, not from age, but from imbalance. The flow of kindness, patience, and gratitude, the quiet forces that powered his craft, had waned. He whispered to himself, "Time loses heart when hearts forget to share it." To restore it, he would need to journey beyond the hollow and seek the source of the first hour, an ancient spring said to lie deep within the whispering woods, where time itself was born. Into the whispering woods. The forest welcomed him with soft wind chimes of rustling leaves. Dewdrops glistened like tiny moons on fern fronds. As he walked, Elias noticed that the further he went, the stranger time behaved. The light shimmered between morning and twilight. Footsteps echoed twice, once from the past and once from the future. He followed the faint ticking of invisible clocks hidden in the trees, an old sound one only a true clockmaker could hear. Each beat led him deeper into the heart of the forest until he arrived at a clearing where time pooled like water. At its center stood a pool of glassy liquid light, rippling softly even without a breeze. Around it, thousands of clock flowers bloomed, their petals like small clock faces, opening and closing with each breath of the earth. This was the source of the first hour. As Elias knelt beside the pool, he heard a soft voice. It wasn't quite a voice of words, but of emotion, ancient, kind, and curious. "Why has time faltered, keeper of hours?" it asked, its echo resonating in his chest. Elias bowed his head. "Because the hearts of my people have hurried. They rush through their days without noticing the sunrise or the laughter between moments. They've stopped giving time to one another." The pool shimmered in sympathy. "Then you must remind them that time is not only counted, it is shared." Elias dipped his hands into the luminous water. The liquid light felt warm and alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. As he filled a small vial, the pool whispered one final message. "Carry this hour gently. It is not meant to be owned, but offered, the return of the heart clock." Elias hurried back through the forest, the vial glowing faintly in his hand. By the time he returned to his workshop, the village had nearly stopped moving. Candles hung frozen in mid-flicker. A leaf drifted endlessly halfway to the ground. He approached the heart clock. Its pendulum had halted completely. The silence was so complete that he could hear his own heartbeat echo in the hollow air. Taking a deep breath, he uncorked the vial and poured the radiant liquid into the small opening at the clock's base. The silver casing absorbed it like dry earth drinking rain. Then Elias whispered, "Tick once more for all who forget how precious you are." The pendulum twitched, once, twice, and then began to swing with steady strength. A soft chime resonated through the workshop, spreading outward like ripples on a lake. Outside, the world exhaled. The baker resumed kneading his dough. The children's laughter returned in full melody. The air shimmered as though time itself had taken a long, peaceful breath. But something new had changed. Every clock in Elias's workshop now carried a faint reflection, a glimpse of someone smiling, listening, or resting. Each clock was now bound not just to seconds and minutes, but to moments of kindness. Elias smiled wearily. He felt the weight of his years settle gently upon him, but it was a comforting weight, the kind that told him his purpose was fulfilled. He took one of his pocket watches, wound it once, and placed it on the window sill where moonlight could touch it. The ticking blended with the sound of the night breeze. The festival of slow hours. Weeks passed, and the hollow began to change in small, beautiful ways. People no longer rushed. They lingered by the brook to watch the fish dance beneath the surface. The baker began to give loaves away to children who smiled at his window. Even the mayor took a moment each day to watch the sunlight glint off the rooftops. Elias's clocks became treasures, not for their beauty, but for what they reminded people to do, to pause, to breathe, to give time freely. To celebrate this new peace, the villagers created a new tradition, the Festival of Slow Hours. Once each month, when the moon was full, everyone in Lunalyn Hollow would stop their work at sunset. The streets would fill with lanterns shaped like hourglasses, and the people would share stories, laughter, and simple food beneath the stars. Children would gather around Elias, who sat by his workshop door, telling stories of wandering minutes and sleeping clocks that dreamed of kindness. And when midnight came, he would open the door of the heart clock and let its silver light bathe the village square. The villagers would stand quietly, feeling time slow into a single, endless moment of contentment. That light, they said, was not just magic. It was gratitude made visible. The last tick. One autumn evening, years later, the villagers noticed that the amber glow from Elias's workshop had dimmed. When they entered, they found him sitting peacefully at his desk, a gentle smile on his lips, his hand resting on the heart clock. He had drifted quietly into eternal sleep, just as the clock chimed 12. But something wondrous happened. As the final chime faded, the heart clock began to glow brighter than ever before, pulsing softly, once for every villager in the hollow. Each pulse filled their homes with warmth and calm. The clock had taken Elias's spirit and woven it into the rhythm of time itself. From that day on, whenever someone in the hollow shared kindness, a helping hand, a patient ear, or a heartfelt laugh, one of Elias's clocks would chime gently in response. The villagers never feared the passing of time again. They knew that as long as they lived kindly, time would live kindly with them. Epilogue: The Whisper of the Clocks. Now, when the moon is high and the valley is asleep, the clocks of Lunalyn Hollow still murmur in their wooden cases. If you listen closely, you can hear them whisper. Be gentle with your hours. They are the petals of your days. Share them softly, and they will bloom forever. And somewhere beyond the silver mist, perhaps in a place between seconds, an old clockmaker smiles, watching time flow as gently as a lullaby.